discussed the various types of production automations like programmable, flexible, and fixed automation. We have studied the drawbacks and the merits of each and every automation, that is programmable, flexible, and fixed automation. Now, moving on to our next topic, how and why the automation is being required in the industry. Why in today's market scenario, in today's global competitiveness of the market, the automation is the main part of the industry. So to compete in the market, to have a sustainable market value in the uh, by an industry, there is a requirement of the automation. So different organizations undertake project in manufacturing automation and computer integrated manufacturing for producing the variety of products for variety of reasons, for different kinds of reasons, and these are the reasons which are being required, which are being the main foundation for the automation in the industry. We are moving and we are living in the era of industry 4.0, and this industry 4.0 is only possible, and we are and the industry is meeting the industry 4.0 era only due to the automation that is happening in the industry. So one by one, we'll have a glance on the various reasons that are being required, that are being the cause of the automation in the industry. So industry always want high productivity, high production volume, or high variety in the products, different kinds of products that are being produced by itself. So first reason is there is increase in the productivity, increase in the demand from the consumer side, increase in the demand so as to sustain in the market, in the global market, as well as in the national market, as well as in the global market. And second one is the high cost of labor. So the trend in the industrialized societies in the world is in ever increasing the labor cost. So therefore, investing highly in the automatic equipment has become economically justifiable to replace the manual operations. And the labor, the increasing cost of the labor is forcing the industry to substitute for the human labor, and the assigning the CNC machines or the automated machines to a skilled worker. And because these machines can produce high rate of output, and also the use of automation brings the per unit cost of the product at the very less price. Next is the labor shortage. So labor shortage means if you want to install the automation, if you want to install the CNC machines, if you want to install the reconfigured machines in your industry, there is always be a labor shortage because you always require skilled worker to operate these kinds of machines. You always require the skilled workers. You always require the skilled manpower that can easily handle these CNC machines because these are very costlier machines, and nowadays the laborers are asking for the higher salary, and we you can always have to be the optimal, providing the optimal salary to the labor. So the shortage basically stimulate the development of automations as a substitute for the labor because the automation always reduce the human assistance. It always reduce the mankind which is being required to assign the machines or to run the machines. So with the lesser labor and with the shortage of the labor, we can easily achieve the automation. So whenever the labor is not available in the market, you can always you can run your CNC machines with the shortage of the labor. Why? Because no human assistance is being required in the CNC machines. All can be controlled from the engineers that are being sitting in the R&D department. So the labor shortage can be met. So this is also the reason for the automation because labor is not available in the market. Only the engineers can control the CNC machines, working on the CNC machines, and putting the installing the or entering the set of instructions into the CNC machines, and by reading that set of instructions or the programs, machines are automatically running and fulfilling the cause of the labor that is being short and hence fulfilling the automation. Next is the trend of labor towards the service sector, because the labor is has been the trend has been largely been prevalent in the India also. There are basically social and institutional forces which are responsible for the trend toward the service sector, and also the labor in the industry always have the trend or always have the mindset that this work is being very meaningless and also tedious one. So this always has caused the labor to switch over to the service sector rather than in the manufacturing sector. And also the safety is also the reason for the automation, because the workers who cannot run the uh, conventional machines, they have a risk of their life, so they are moving towards the other sectors. They are moving switching over to the service sectors, and hence industry are adopting the to the automated machines that do not require any worker assistant, that do not require a specialized or a self-sustained worker to that particular machine. Also the high cost of raw material is the reason behind the automation, because if the raw material is available at the higher cost, then the industry has to met the customers preferences also, and industry has to meet the other different variabilities of the of producing the products that is to be available in the market, and also competing the different kinds of products that are available at the same cost. So high cost of raw material is also the reason behind automation, and industries want that if the raw material of the material is very high, then the production cost may be reduced. It should be reduced so as to meet the sustainability of the product and so as to meet the profit of the company, and the product should be available at the optimal cost to the customer also. So high cost of raw material, if the high cost of raw material is high, then the production cost should be less. If you are using the conventional machines, the production cost may be higher as compared to the automated machines, because the productivity is less by using the conventional machines. If you are using the conventional machine, let us say it can produce only 50 kinds of similar products in a day, whereas by using the CNC machines or the automated machine, you can easily produce the 200 products of the similar kinds. Then you can easily met the higher cost, because you are producing the products in the mass. You're meeting the mass production. Your actual cost of that running the machine and of the skilled worker, and your profit has increased and has meet the optimality of the product that is being launched in the market. So high cost of the raw material has also forced the industries to move towards the automated CNC machines. And also these CNC machines are providing the accurate and precise product every time. They have the quality of repeatability, and hence we are getting the customers are getting the product at the very high quality. And also it has reduced the manufacturing lead time. Manufacturing lead time means that is, if I have taken like I have taken the example of the producing 200 kinds of single products with the CNC machine, whereas it was possible to produce only 50 kinds of similar products with the conventional machines. So it has reduced the manufacturing time, that is the time that is being required, so that all the operation has been carried out on the single specimen within a stipulated time, within a respective time. Let us say a product require on a conventional machine requires 5 minutes to being processed. That is all the operations that are need to be carried out on the specimen or the workpiece require 5 minutes of operation using the conventional machine. Whereas using the CNC machines or the automated machines, we can produce or we can perform all the kinds of operations on that specimen within 2 minutes. So it has reduced time of single producing single product and performing all the operations on that single product by 3 minutes. So daily for the 24 hours, we have, you can see, for producing a single part we have reduced the time by 3 minutes, and that's why we are uh, producing large quantity of products in a lesser time. That is, if I am taking that same example, that is we can produce 200 products in a single day rather than we were producing 50 products with the conventional machines. So that's why we have reduce the lead time, that is the time required to manufacture a product or the time required whenever to process the part to perform all kinds of operation on that single product. So the automation always or is also helpful in avoiding the high cost of non-automation. So it is also avoiding the high cost of non-automation means if your industry is not automated, so there are many factors which are forcing the industries to uh, be moving towards the automated industry or to the automated machines. If you are your industry is not automated, then your lead time is very high. Your idle time may be more. That idle time means the free time which is being required while installing or uninstalling, while loading or unloading the components, while unloading or loading the tool, by uh, setting the cutting conditions, by and ultimately you are not getting the improved quality product or the finished quality product. Whereas in the case of the CNC machines, you are getting the high quality product with the same precision, with the same accuracy, with the same dimensional accuracy, and you need not require any human assistant while the operation is being performed. And also with the CNC machines, the worker is or the R&D department is continuously getting the feedback because CNC systems or CNC machines are based on the closed loop system. They are continuously providing the feedback as that CNC machines are the systems which consist of mechanical components, combination of mechanical components, electrical components, and the computer components, which are reducing the human involvement and also increasing the quality of the product. And last but not least is the competitive production. That is, if one industry, if there are three players in the market which are competing for their market share, then you can say if the A, B, C, then company B is producing, let us say, 1000 products in 1 month, company C is producing 1050 products, and company A is producing 1020 products. So, if industry A and B wants to compete with industry C and they want to increase their production, if you want to be more scalable as compared to the company C, so this can be achieved only with the help of the automation in the industry by reducing the lead time, by reducing the idle time, by reducing the human involvement, and it is only possible by installing these and by uh, having the using these characteristics of the automation. So next we have the various kinds of strategies have been adopted by the industries so as to make their industry more automated than the other industry. Like the example I have taken just now, that is A, B, and C. If company A and B will adapt these kinds of automation strategies, then it can easily compete with the company C, which is having more production level, which is having more scalable as compared to company A and B. So if companies A and B can adopt these automation strategy, they can easily overcome, they can easily uh, run away from the company C, and it may be the company C may be lie now just at the point 3. So automatic strategies basically consist of specialization of the operations, that is the sequence of operations. Let us say you are producing the sequence product with the sequence of operation 1, 2, and 3, and if the demand of the customer is such that they want a product like the operation is to be performed like 2, 1, 3. So if there is a variation in the sequence of operations or any operations in which there is a reduction in the lead time, there is a reduction in the idle time, and also there is any innovation by any engineer or the supervisor so that this particular operation can be performed in the lesser time. So if the focus of the production department is always there to reduce the uh, time taken by a certain operation, let us say a certain operation is being performed within 25 seconds, and the production engineer, a team of production engineer has suggested a method through which that operation can be performed within 22 seconds. That means they have reduced a time by 3 seconds. That is the value of time in the industry. You can see the in the industry, you will understand through this chapter that in the industry the time is money. Time is the money. That is why the Japanese are very far ahead from our India, because they value their time, because they thought they have the strategy that time is money. So similarly, while if a team of production team is reducing the time to perform a particular operation by 3 seconds. So if you calculate by that 3 second time, if you are producing so and so number of products within 1 month or 1 year, then you will calculate the time. Then you will find out that that time will comes out to be near about 5 hours or 6 hours per year or per month. Then you can realize that how much the time you were or your industry or your that particular operation was earlier wasting before that kind of innovation that is being invented whenever that by that production team. So the specialization of operation is always there. The focus of engineers is always there to reduce the time to perform that particular operations, and the combination of operation is also there. That is, if you want to perform, let us say 2 1 3 operation on a specimen, and you have the similar kinds of operations to perform, like 1 and 3 are the similar kinds of operations. Then you can combine the operations. Then your spindle or your spindle must be ready for the next kind of operation to be performed on the specimen, so as to reduce the idle time, and hence we are combining the different kinds of operations in a single spindle. Let us say we want to perform the turning operation. Then the one is also similar product of milling operation, and next is the turning operation. Three operation is the third operation is the turning operation. Then that whenever you are combining the two kinds of operations in a such a way that you can reduce the idle time, you can reduce the uh, installation uninstallation time, then that time will results into the more production rate, more productivity, and high finished products. Next is the integration of operations, that is sequencing of operations, simultaneous operations, that is simultaneously it can produce so and so kinds of operations. Let us say we have a spindle and we have a workpiece bed in such a way that we can place four kinds of similar products, and spindle can perform four operations on four specimens in simultaneously. That is, it can perform operations on four products on four specimens by a single spindle. Let us say we want to have a 2 drill on four of the specimen which are placed on the workpiece bed. Then that simultaneous operations, then set of instructions will be in such a way to the MCU such a way that it can perform simultaneously. It can perform operations simultaneously on four specimens which are placed on the workpiece bed. So these are some strategies which must be adopted by the industry to overcome or to be in the front line positions in the market, so as to reduce the lead time, so as to be in the providing the higher flexibility, higher programmable automation in the industry. Next is the process control optimization and plant operations control. So what is process control optimization? That is the process through which the component will be passed or the product will be passed. Let us say seven types of operations are to be performed on a single specimen. Then the process control means optimization means you are reducing the idle time, you are reducing the lead time, you are finding the points where the time is being lost, where the operations are being taking consuming more time to perform that particular operations, and where the installation and uninstallation are the some steps or the some points where the time is being lost. So during the process control optimization, engineers always do or design such a method, such a sequencing of operations that the lead time is will be less, and as well as the idle time should be less, so that we can produce more number of products in the lesser time. Next is the plant operations control. That is, process control optimization is basically for a single product or a single component, whereas plant operation control, it is being designed by the supervisor or the deputy GM level persons. That is, they are controlling the all kinds of operations. They have a simulation software, and within the sitting in their office, they are controlling all kinds of operations in the different types of shops which are being running in the certain roof, in a single roof. So they are controlling all number of operations. They are inspecting all operations and calculating where they can reduce the operations, where they can combine the operation, where they can design such a system in the machine building department that that a specialized machinery should be designed so as to produce these particular kind of operations simultaneously. Integration of operation is possible, and also a operation should be a specialized one so that the time should be reduced, because I have earlier told you that the time is money for the automation, time is money in the industry. So to achieve automation system or to have a automated system in our industry, there are basically three elements which are being adopted by the industry, or you can say these are the foundation of the automated systems. So first one is the power to accomplish the process and operate the system. That is the power. The power can be in the hydraulic energy, in the form of hydraulic energy, in the form of electrical energy, or in the form of the pneumatic energy. But basically in the industry, the electrical energy, or you can say electricity, is the main source of power to complete the process and operate the system. That second one is the program of instructions to direct the process. That is the second foundation or the second element of the automated system is the program of instructions or set of instructions that are being installed, that are being entered into the MCU through the CNC machines so as to perform that particular kind of operations. Because whole of the operation, whole movement of the tool, or whole movement of the changing of the tool from the spindle to from the tool library, changing the position of the workpiece, changing the cutting conditions, all is being stored in the form of program, a set of instructions in the program. The second is the element of automated system. Third is the control system to activate the instructions. So third element of the automated system is basically the control system, that how we are controlling all kinds of operations. That let us say we are performing three kinds of operations on a single specimen. That is how this automated system is being helpful to controlling all the operations. That that is you are performing the sequence in this way, that is 2 1 3. You can see in this figure that we are having first one is the power, second one is the program of instructions, third one is the control system, and third is the and last one is the process. That is how the process is being carried out on a specimen. You are having the power in the form of the electrical energy, in the form of the hydraulic energy, or in the form of the pneumatic energy. Within the machine you can have hydraulic energy as well as a pneumatic energy, but for the main source through which the machine is being run, machine is being operated, is only due to the electrical energy. And after you have run that CNC machines, then there's the work of the set of instructions or the program through which all the operations are to be carried out on the specimens. That is how the cutting conditions are to be controlled, how the lubrication is to be controlled, how the feed rate or speed rate is to be given to the specimen so as to perform that sequence of operations. Last is the control system. Control system means that is providing the feedback system to the worker, to the R&D department, that is control system. They're controlling like the sensors, transducers, potentiometers, all the electro mechanic components that are being installed in the CNC machines to control the whole process. That is, it is accomplishing the process, it is accomplishing the operation, and it's accomplishing all the set of instructions and controlling the system. So this completes the elements of the automated system. So these three are the main foundations or the elements of any automated system. If industry wants to have the system as an automated system, then they require the power system, they require set of instructions, and the control system. That control system must be a closed loop system in the case of the CNC machines, because the only with the help of the closed loop system they can get the feedback of the operations that are going to perform, or in the inline operations, that is operations that are being running during the kind of the running of the CNC machines. So this is basically the elements of the system. So for today only we'll have up to this much topic.